Have you ever wondered why your cat seems to follow you around the house, curl up next to you, and act completely indifferent to everyone else? It's not just coincidence or luck. Cats are much more intentional than they seem, especially when it comes to choosing their favorite human. It might surprise you, but your cat didn't just choose you because you feed them or give them treats. There are deeper emotional and even biological reasons behind that choice. Whether it's the way you move, speak, or even how you smell, your cat has picked up on things you probably didn't even notice. In this video, we're going to explore why your cat chose you and not someone else in your home. You'll discover the small yet powerful behaviors that make you their #1 person. And by the end, you'll learn the most meaningful sign that proves your cat feels truly safe with you. A sign most people overlook completely. So, if you love learning about how cats think and connect with us, make sure to subscribe and join us for more insights that will bring you even closer to your feline friend. Let's get started. Cats are extremely sensitive to the energy around them. They're not just watching what you do, they're constantly reading your body language, your tone, and even the atmosphere you create when you walk into a room. If you're someone who moves gently, speaks calmly, and respects their space, your cat is more likely to feel safe and drawn to you. Unlike dogs, cats don't always seek out the loudest or most playful person in the room. In fact, they tend to avoid sudden movements or high-energy individuals. Instead, they gravitate toward people whose presence feels stable and non-threatening. That's why the quiet person who doesn't even try to interact often becomes the cat's favorite. This sensitivity to energy is part of their survival instinct. In the wild, cats rely on subtle cues to detect danger or comfort. At home, they use those same instincts to choose the human they trust the most. So if your cat sits near you, watches you from across the room, or rubs against your leg without being called, it's not random. It means your presence puts them at ease. Cats may not understand every word we say, but they're incredibly tuned in to how we say it. The tone, volume, and rhythm of your voice can either invite them in or push them away. If you're the person in the house who speaks softly, with a calm and consistent tone, your cat is likely drawn to that soothing sound. Studies have shown that cats can recognize their owner's voice among many others. In fact, even if you're in another room, your cat can tell it's you just by the way you speak. But it goes deeper than recognition. Your voice becomes a signal of emotional safety. If you often talk to your cat in a gentle way, whether you're greeting them, asking how their day was, or just narrating what you're doing, they start to associate your voice with comfort. On the other hand, someone who speaks loudly, changes tone often, or uses an intense voice, even without meaning to, might come across as unpredictable to a cat. And unpredictability makes them feel uneasy. So, yes, the way you talk can actually make you more trustworthy in your cat's eyes. It's not about what you say. It's about how you make them feel when you say it. To a cat, scent is everything. While humans rely mostly on sight and sound, cats experience the world through their noses. In fact, their sense of smell is about 14 times more powerful than ours. So it's no surprise that your natural scent plays a big role in why your cat feels connected to you. Cats use scent to identify who belongs to their group and who doesn't. If you've ever seen your cat rub their face against your leg or nuzzle into your clothes, that's not just affection. It's a way of marking you with their scent and mixing it with yours. They're creating a shared scent profile that tells them, this person is part of my safe zone. Even the smell of your skin, the soap you use, and the clothes you wear become part of your cat's emotional memory. If your scent is familiar and comforting, they'll naturally seek you out more than someone whose smell changes often or feels too unfamiliar. And here's something many people don't realize. When your cat sleeps on your pillow, your laundry, or your side of the bed, it's not just about softness. They're drawn to your scent because it brings them calm, especially when you're not around. One of the most important ways to earn a cat's trust is by understanding when to give them space. Unlike dogs, cats don't always want constant attention or physical contact. In fact, one of the quickest ways to make a cat uncomfortable is to force interaction when they're not in the mood. Cats tend to bond with people who respect their boundaries. If you're the type of person who lets the cat come to you, rather than chasing them down or trying to hold them constantly, your cat is more likely to see you as a safe and predictable presence. They appreciate people who let them take the lead. This doesn't mean ignoring your cat. It means recognizing when they want to engage and when they need alone time. Cats are naturally independent, and when you give them that independence without pressure, it builds trust over time. You might notice that your cat sits nearby, but not too close, or that they slowly approach you instead of jumping into your arms. These are signs that they feel comfortable in your presence and are choosing to interact on their own terms. That's a big deal in the cat world. Cats thrive on routine. They feel safest when their environment is predictable and their days follow a familiar rhythm. That's why your cat probably knows exactly when it's mealtime, when you usually get home, or even when you settle down to relax. And the person who becomes part of that routine is often the one they bond with the most. If you're the one who consistently feeds your cat, plays with them, or simply spends quiet time nearby each day, you become a steady presence in their life. But it's not just about tasks or schedules. Cats also form emotional memories. They remember how they felt during certain moments, especially moments of stress, sadness, or comfort. If your cat sat with you during a tough time, or if you were there for them when they were scared, they don't forget that. Those shared emotional experiences become part of the bond. You're not just someone who feeds them, you're someone they've learned they can rely on when it really matters. Out of all the ways a cat shows affection and trust, one of the most powerful signs is where they choose to sleep. If your cat regularly sleeps next to you, on you, or even in the same room as you, that's not just a cute habit. It's a deeply instinctual behavior that reveals how safe they feel around you. In the wild, sleep is when cats are most vulnerable. They rely on their surroundings and companions to stay safe during rest. So when your cat curls up beside you or rests their back to you, they're saying something powerful. I trust you to protect me while I sleep. Even more meaningful is when they choose to sleep on your chest or right next to your head. These spots are warm, consistent, and close to your heartbeat and breathing. The very rhythms they've learned to associate with calm and comfort. For a cat, sleeping near someone is more than just staying warm. It's a statement of deep emotional security. Now you know, your cat's decision to choose you over anyone else isn't random. It's rooted in how you move, how you speak, the emotional memories you've shared, and even something as personal as your scent. You've become a source of comfort, routine, and trust. That quiet moment when they curl up beside you or follow you from room to room without a sound, that's your cat saying, in their own way, "You're my person." But there's something even more surprising. You already know your cat pays close attention to your actions, but did you know they also respond to the way you speak? Not just how it sounds, but what you say. Certain words, tones, and phrases can actually warm their heart, lower their stress, and deepen the bond you share. If you've ever talked to your cat and felt like they somehow understood, you might be onto something. There are specific things we say, often without realizing, that have a real emotional impact on our cats. To find out what those phrases are and how to speak to your cat in a way that truly connects, click on the video that just popped up on your screen. You'll discover the 7 things you say that can melt your cat's heart. And maybe you're already saying them without even knowing. Go ahead and check it out. I'll see you there.